So 2 on the turn now for Nigel Benn, a destructive puncher this from West Ham. And he's brought a real army of supporters here at the Albert Hall, and Nieuwenhuizen, with 1 fight, 1 win, has got something to do here. Ben weighed him up at the weigh-in and said, I think this fellow's got plenty of body I can get to. Already carrying on his gown there, Ben, the Dark Destroyer. Well, it's a bit hard to judge that after a couple of wins at Basildon and Croydon. But his amateur career was a bit impressive. He really is a moving hat rack, this Nieuwenhuizen. Providing Rob doesn't drop, Ben doesn't drop any punches low there, and it's going to be difficult to keep them up, I would think. Bit of an awkward opponent, Jim, this, isn't it, for him?
Yeah, well, his appearance doesn't really strike terror into anybody's heart, does it? He's often tall and thin and frail looking. He doesn't seem to have the power to keep Ben away. But he's certainly having a go. We'll have to give him his chance before we see what's going to happen.
Oh, that left hook there caught him on the button, but he took it well, and he'll need to. Originally booked for 8, pulled back to 6, but unlikely to go that far. And quite rightly, referee Nick White and Nigel Benn a bit of a reprimand there. Oh, almost stopped him with that. He led with the right, cracked him on the chin with it, and it's going to be all over by the shouting in the opening round. So just over a minute, a left hook out of the blue. One of really championship quality, that. And there's no way this Dutchman's going to beat this count, and if he does, the referee's got to stop it. So he still had a minute to go there, Ben, but in 2 minutes flat, he really did a destruction job.
Now don't leave your seats, because Nigel Benn in the yellow trunks has a habit of finishing things very quickly indeed. He's won 4 out of 4. He's taken around about 8 rounds to dispose of his previous opponents. He's one of the hottest prospects around. He's got a big weight advantage here against Reginald Marks. And he is a very big hitter indeed. And already in these early seconds, it looks as though Nigel Benn is determined to be the total governor of this fight. Marks giving away 8 or 9 pounds. That's an awful lot of weight against a puncher of Benn's ferocity. And Nigel Benn, who just 120 seconds to finish his opponent last time he fought here in the Albert Hall, has obviously got another quick finish on his mind, and those are really punishing blows coming in downstairs right above me now. Mark staggers backwards, and he's already been hurt in this opening round. Just a minute gone. Those are devastating body shots from Nigel Benn. There's already a stagger about Reginald Marks. More shots going in downstairs. You wonder how many of these the American can take. Trapped in his own corner, and Nigel Benn looking for an extra quick win here once again. Jim Watt.
Yeah, well, already we can see Marks has nothing to keep Ben away from him. Ben can take all the chances he wants tonight. Get everything going his way, and it's time to get him out of there, I think.
Well, I have more or less seen enough of this. Reginald Marks, I think, has had enough, but Nigel Benn has been told to box on, and indeed he will. And this is a one-round massacre. This is a bullying performance from Ben, but he's got a job to do, and he'll do it until he's told to stop. And Marks has gone down, and he is out beyond any question. I cannot see him being allowed to carry on after the mauling he's been getting, and he hasn't been. Paddy Sauer stopped it in the first. That's his 5th win on the trot for Nigel Benn. You can ask no more of this former ABA champion than to blow opponents away as quickly as you can. Those punches hurt, and Nigel Benn is on a terrific winning roll. He's taken this boxing game very seriously indeed. He brings big support from the Ilford and West Ham area wherever he fights. Don't go away, because Nigel Benn in the golden shorts has a habit of ending things very quickly. Won 5 out of 5, only had 9 rounds. The last 2 opponents have lasted 2 minutes. And Leon Morris, I don't think he made 10 seconds. And I'm sure he is not going to beat the count. He is out, and it is good night, Leon. And look at the state he's in. Well, Nigel Benn was up against a former 400-metre runner there, and he went out like Linford Christie out of the blocks, Nigel Benn there. And if anyone can outdo what Lloyd Honeyghan did, he's done it here at the Albert Hall.
After 25 seconds...
25 seconds is the official time.
On the count-out, Nigel Benn!
Nigel Benn, the Dark Destroyer, with a snarl. He says the one thing he hates in his life is to be kept waiting. Well, he hung around for a little while for this fight to start, but he wasted absolutely no time in finishing it. Brief flurry of early action, a little left, and that was it all over. Jim Watt, we must get one comment from you.
Well, Morris certainly came to fight. He was having a go, but we've seen Benn's power before. Bang on the chin, followed up as he went over, another one on the chin. No way was he ever getting up again. Tremendous punching.
Seconds out.
Well, Nigel Benn then, 6 wins, all inside the distance in the gold trunks. Former amateur champion and calling himself the Dark Destroyer now, and certainly his records lived up to that. But a real crafty customer here in Eddie Smith of Manchester. He's having his 44th fight. So let's see now whether experience is going to count for him. There was a time Eddie Smith got a decision over Tony Simpson, so he's been in with good company. And he's fought Mark Kaler and lost to him, but he's been a bit inactive. Oh, what a punch. This fella isn't kidding when he puts that on his dressing gown. And they're stepping him up a little bit in class and experience as he goes along, and he's still doing the business. But Lee Smith is not trying to pull away from the punches. The closer he gets in, the more he's hoping to nullify the strength of Benn's blows. But I doubt if he can. He'll do well to last around, and it was a sheer fusillade of punches there that got him down. He's brave enough, Eddie Smith. He took the lot. 7, 8, he's going to count him out. 9, yes, counted out in the first round again. 1 minute in the first round. That's certainly the first time Eddie Smith's been hurt and knocked over so quickly in his whole career.
Nigel Benn, who finishing fights exceedingly quickly in the black trunks. His quickest is 25 seconds. 5 of his 8 victims have gone in the first, and this is going to go, it looks to me, the same way. The fella in the blue is Russell Barker out of Nottingham. Nigel Benn hasn't been tested to his full capabilities yet. He is a great prospect. He hits as hard as any British middleweight that I've seen for a very, very long time. And he is of such quality that very few men want to get in there with him. And you have to congratulate Russell Barker for doing that, although he has already stopped some fearsome punishment. Big shot coming in now. It's not going to go very long, this. Surely not. I'm already looking at referee Mike Jacobs. Big rights again. Barker is rocked and unsteady. This is the familiar story from Nigel Benn. We're sponsored tonight by Croxley Script, and that is right in the script again. And Barker is down, and I hope he's not badly hurt. He went down very heavily. A minute 15 seconds. 9 out of 9 for Nigel Benn. What a fearsome character he is. At this time of year, we must say, here comes the Rocket Man, Nigel Benn. 9 wins out of 9, 6 haven't gone beyond the first round. Ronnie Yo out of Tennessee, I don't think he's going to survive beyond that too much either, because Benn has started off with a savage attack. Big right in from Nigel Benn early on. Yo has never seen him, doesn't know anything about his reputation, but in the first 25 seconds or so, the 31-year-old American has found out. Bye-bye. Good up. Bravely. He's come back for more. Not much longer.
Referee should just...
He's a frightening prospect, Nigel Benn. Well, this is awesome punching from Nigel Benn, who for my money is the most exciting fighter in the British game today. Doubling up his shots, everyone on target. Yo went down and I thought was out. He came back for more. 10 out of 10, the record. What a bonus for the crowd here in Wisbech to see, for my money, the most exciting prospect in British boxing at the moment. Nigel Benn in the golden trunks, and that is one punch, and Ian Chandler is down. He's very close to us, and he will not get up from that. I hardly had time to get the sentence out. Chandler, it has to be said, has never been knocked down in his career before. It has to be said as well, he's campaigned more often as a light middleweight and a welterweight. And it also has to be said that Nigel Benn, who has now won 11 out of 11, is a fearsome prospect. One punch settled it. That's his 8th victory in the first round. For my money, it was the first punch of the fight from Benn. Bang on the button. And you've got to say he punches hard and he punches accurately. And poor Ian Chandler was down and was never going to get up from that.
Benn's last fight lasted 16 seconds, and that was the punch that finished it. But this time, Miller just rode by it. But watch for the leverage of Benn's punching. Beautifully balanced, John.
Yeah, beautiful fighter. Nice, compact, very fit, very fast.
How much do you think the change of opponents will hurt him? He's had, this is the third opponent he's due to have had in 3 days. 2 others have fallen by the wayside.
He looks such a dedicated fighter, committed fighter. He's not really worried. He probably just leaves that to his manager, and he just does the fight.
Yes, I was talking to his manager, Bert McCarthy, just a few minutes ago, and he says that Benn is the most dedicated fighter he's ever known.
Well, he certainly looks it. Such great condition. Nothing negative looking about him at all. Very positive.
Good shots. Into the last minute of the first round. Only 3 opponents have gone this far. Well, he survived it, and with some ease. Benn put on the pressure, but Miller was able to counter it. But there he is, he's got a fantastic physique, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's in great shape. He completely dominated that round. And I think, if anything, he just was trying to, a little bit too hard to knock him out in the first round.
There's his record, and tremendous amateur record as well. ABA middleweight champion, 1986. 8 of those wins in the very first round. Was in the army, didn't box until he was 17, then went into the army, came out when he was 21, and just been a pro now since that time, just a couple of years.
Round 4.
4th round. Instructions from Benn's corner to stay underneath, keep going to the body, and launching a few uppercuts. But Miller is able to take these.
She is a good, durable fighter. He's only been stopped once in his whole 30-fight career, and that was by Mark Breland before he became world champion. Just shows you the class this guy can take it. And he's a good boxer, he's been in with the best, and it's shown.
Lovely shots there of Benn hunting his prey. Miller not just come to defend, launching his own attacks as well. Good round. Ben doing the forcing, Miller basically the spoiling, but scoring some good shots too.
Yeah, I thought he controlled that fight very well. He seems to be getting into his fight and controlling it well, and he's not taking any shots, covering up well to the body. I think Ben needs to concentrate more on getting that left jab working. You know, it seemed to work for him earlier on, and just trying to slam this fella out and wear him down to the body is not working. He's too good a defensive boxer for that, too experienced. You know, he's got to look towards a long fight, I think, Ben, and create his opportunities, and then take his chance, as opposed to trying to bomb him out, because the fella's too experienced. He's only been stopped once in 35 by a good fighter, a world champion.
Advice there from Brian Lynch to Nigel Benn, and here's Reggie Miller. Looking pretty fit, fitter than practically everybody else Nigel Benn's fought, who's come out for the 5th round. Ben getting a bit wild here. And Miller showing his class there. And considering it's been a catalogue of disasters finding an opponent for Ben tonight, Frank Warren's certainly come up with a good one.
This is tremendous, the way a fighter such as Miller can take a fight at short notice, come over and turn on a performance like this.
Yes, and Miller may get a bit upset us calling Ben the hot young prospect. Ben, after all, is 23, Miller a year younger.
Yeah, I don't think that would faze him at all, hot young prospect and all that. And certainly these youngsters are very experienced, and they've been in with lots of good fighters, like, you know. The depth they fight in and over there in the States, all those good fighters. Great experience. I mean, coming over here to fight wouldn't, I don't think phases them.
Well, Ben's camp have been saying what a wonderful trainer he is, and this fight will find out just how fit and strong he is.
See, there's no technique there with him, though, at the moment. It's just all boring in and fighting, trying to knock the guy out, and you won't be able to do it with a fighter such as Miller. He's too experienced, too good a boxer. He's a really good pro, and he's only a young lad anyway, himself, 24. He needs to get back to just a bit of more boxing, Ben. Get out in the ring and throw a lot more fast. He's got the speed, and he's got a good jab. He should try to use it. He seems to be just wearing himself out a bit here, or Miller's allowing himself to wear himself out.
And then a fine round, and I think that Miller might just have shaded it, John.
Yeah, I think Miller shaded that round there. He seems to be got into his pattern of fighting now. He's shook the cobwebs off of his flight and that, and he's getting to work.
Here's some action from the beginning of the round, and action-packed round it was too, and one that will drain both fighters. And here's Miller catching Ben, and Ben still moving forward all the time. He won't take a step back, will he?
No, I don't think that's a good plan, to just keep moving in. It's not a good plan against somebody such as this. He needs to box a bit more. He does have a good jab. He's fast hands. He should try to use more technique outside, not inside all the time.
Round 7.
4 rounds to go. And it's pretty close at the moment. But we don't think that Miller's lost a round in the last 3. Good shots from Miller, opening up for the first time in the fight. And paying for it. And I don't think he's going to get up from that. Here's one. And Reggie Miller, from being in total control in the previous few seconds for the first time in the fight, made to pay for it. Benn counter-punching with great power and turns the fight back his way in a matter of seconds. Here it is. Here's Miller on top. Benn waiting his moment, and there's the right hand and the left hook, and it's all over.
8 seconds of round 7, ladies and gentlemen. The winner on a count-out, Nigel Benn.
So in the end, he came good. It was quite a trial, but Benn found a way through, but only when Miller had opened the fight up.
That is a tremendous performance, I think, for Benn after 11 fights. He was vastly outgunned insofar as experience is concerned. He's very experienced, Miller, and he knocked him out. It wasn't as if he was... and he takes his shot well, Miller. He takes his shot well, and he knocked him out with a good solid, but he can really whack Benn.
This contest, Mr. Larry O'Connell.
So the Border Control have chosen Larry O'Connell, former boxer and a top amateur, of course, now star grade. And he won't look at him there. You notice that, Chineros? He figured, why do I need the stare? His nerves must be a little bit unsettled by the crowd reaction anyway, and he's a long way from home. But nonetheless, in this game, you punch on the chin and you're never sure what town you're in. So now, can he make it a lucky 13, as they say? Although it hasn't been lucky in his case, Benn. He's done in style, he's done his fights, and he had a good one against the American Reggie Miller and won in the 7th round in his last one. But I don't know the strength of the Venezuelan. Well, he got a little right jab on the head there, and he seemed to take that all right. But there was only a taster as far as Benn was concerned. Oh. He pulled him onto the punch there, and the referee's into that one. That was a smart pro move, Jim, but he can't get away with it.
Yeah, he's got a bit of talent as well as a punching power. He's very difficult to hit. You can see that already, the way he's bobbing and weaving in front of the Venezuelan. But straight away, he's looking for the target with the big stuff.
This fella's, Ben, he's really got it together in his mind as well. He thinks like an experienced pro fighter, former ABA champion, remember, so he was certainly no mug in the amateurs, and 5 years with the Royal Fusiliers and won army titles right up to heavyweight, would you believe? Came in at 11 stone 10, 4 pounds above the middleweight limit. And Chineros came in at 11-12. But I think the weight might be irrelevant here. It's all about the punches that are coming in. Just got a bit wild at the start now. He won't be pleased with that, Ben, when he watches replays of this. He likes the punches to be accurate, and he admired Marvin Hagler so much, and certainly Hagler was very accurate with his shots. In this game, you can't waste too many, Jim. You've got to make them count.
Well, I think Ben's so used to blasting people out quickly, he doesn't mind taking a few chances early on. If this fellow, who looks not too bad at this stage, if he gets through the first round, maybe then Ben will settle down a little bit. He's a little bit wild at this stage.
So half a minute to go. Oh, and he's trying to bang him over, and he dropped that right hand there on the chin. And Jim Watt was saying if he gets through the first round, he'll have done well, and he's game enough. He's got up, so maybe he could be saved with the clock there now. He's got to get it under control, Ben, but he doesn't need to. He just throws punches there, and the crowd love it too. And that's just what he needed, a bit of an orchestra, that sounded like, for Chineros to get himself back in that corner. Well, there's a rundown, as I say, on Ben. We're getting him in early because the way it's going, I don't think he's going to be there much longer. He's had a 16-second win as well. And that's Brian Lynch working with him. And let's have another. Jim, have a look at the replay now. The second knockdown, I think this is.
Yeah, well, we all know about the power. Chineros in a little bit of trouble here. The good left hook comes over, wobbled him, down he goes. He didn't seem seriously hurt, but he was certainly shaken.
So this is what we know about Chineros. I don't know the two gentlemen that defeated him, but they couldn't have been too bad. Coming out for the second. Now, he's late coming off the stool because in America and Venezuela, they're used to the seconds away buzzer. So Larry O'Connell, he's going to get a firm grip on this now. Oh, led with the right hand. It went whistled past the chin. I think almost the wind of that punch had the Venezuelan over. Well, you can see why he's become a big ticket seller now, Nigel Benn. He gives it all the action. He's willing to take a punch or two coming in. He did that with Reggie Miller, and this is exactly as he did with the American before. He didn't mind taking a whack to give one, and he's not going to make this. He's looking appealingly at his corner, and he's been counted out almost at the start, as it were, in the second round, because he'd hardly worked up a real sweat there, Nigel Benn. And now the trade paper in boxing has him as a #2 middleweight in the country. He's acknowledging the lads in the gallery here, because he used to come here and watch boxing in the heart of London's East End. Jim, he's some finisher, isn't he?
You know, I've always been impressed by his punching, but tonight I was impressed also by his talent, because he showed he can bob and weave, find his way in without getting hit himself. He doesn't get hit too often. He's not just a big puncher who doesn't have any talent to back that up. He's really shaping into a first-class fighter.
For round one.
So then the Dart Destroyer, will this one go past the first round? He's had 8 in the first now. 13 wins on the turn now, and we've got a Cree Indian from Winnipeg, Canada in Byron Prince. 11 stone 6, Ben. He came in 11-10 for his last one just recently. And he destroyed the Venezuelan Fermin Chineros in London. Well, he came in all the panache of the Indian tribe there, Prince, and it looks as though he has no fear of Ben. He probably knows little about him, and for his sake, that's just as well. Oh, well, he tasted Ben's first left hook there. Didn't quite know what hit him either. He's nodding to the corner. But as always, Ben landed the big stuff in the first round. John Coyle, the Midland referee, right in front of his face. He can't mistake that. Is he going to do it in a round again? It looks like he could. It looks like he wanted to come to fight there, Prince. But the first decent shot he tagged, his legs really fell under him. He's got such a variety of punches, Jim. If it goes this round, you better come in now.
Yeah, he's shaping up to be a really good fighter. Yeah, Prince has been firing back, but once again we're seeing Ben's not that easy to hit with good punches. He rolls and bobs and weaves, and from all angles he can get power into his own punches. He really is looking the part, and the ones that he's landed cleanly, he's troubled Prince.
I'll tell you what, he's a game enough guy. He had the cheek to throw punches back there. I admire him for that, having been down. So we're into the last minute then of the opening round. And that's always a bit of relief. He knocked out Ian Chandler in 16 seconds, Ben. It helps a bit, Jim, really, when the other fella doesn't know the strength of Ben. I don't suppose he knows too much about him. I'm sure that the manager, Frank Warren, wouldn't have told him too much either.
Well, when he gets up close, he looks as though he's heard of Ben, because he's grabbing up. He doesn't want to work inside. He just wants to try and get his own punches off at long range. But as soon as they get close, he's not working. See, he tries to get hold of Ben. He's not working inside. So I think maybe he knows enough about him.
Well, he does by now, as you see the countdown clock there. The longest Ben has been is the 7th round against a very useful American indeed, Reggie Miller, at the Royal Albert Hall last year in December. Oh, a straight punch, and he'll carry on counting, although the bell's gone. No, once he's up, he can lead him back to the corner. He doesn't have to go through the formality of 8, but while he's on the deck, the count must continue. Well, he'll need all the help he can get now with the cornerman. Jim, replay.
Yeah, well, obviously the man with the power is Ben. But Prince is obviously putting up a fight. He's firing back, but that was the first time he landed with a half-decent punch. It wasn't a great shot, but enough to knock him over.
And here's the second knockdown, Jim, a second look at that. Look, now that's a straight punch right at the end there. Tremendous, wasn't it? So Brian Lynch and his son there working in the corner is now the youngest trainer at 18, or assistant trainer in this case. Up before the bell as always. And we're into the second round. Bit of an event the way Ben's been fighting lately. Oh, he's turned up a gear now. Ben, once Prince came at him a little bit, he thought, well, I'll have some of that and punch back with you. And he hits twice as hard because he's hitting with the inside of the glove, the Canadian. He's a game enough guy, Jim, but I don't think he's in the class.
No, he doesn't quite know how to keep himself out of trouble. He doesn't have the strength to keep Ben away. He doesn't have the power to hurt him. And he can't work inside with Ben, so it's looking already like a matter of time. He's all over the place again. He doesn't know where to go here.
Oh, that's it. He stopped it, the referee, quite right. 1 minute exactly in the second round, and the Indian doesn't like that at all. He's sending up a few distress smoke signals there, but the referee was absolutely right. He was really taking his stick there, Jim.
Yeah, a correct decision. At least Prince gave Ben a few problems, but he never really gave him any serious problems, and it was always just a matter of the big punches getting through, and then it would be all over.
So here's the finish now, Jim.
Yeah, well, there wasn't one big punch really here, but it's just that Prince didn't know where to go. The punches were jolting, short, chopping punches, but he didn't have the power, couldn't stay out of trouble, and the referee was right to step in at that point.
Round 1.
So the third fight in 29 days now for the Dark Destroyer, Nigel Benn. And the southpaw from Louisiana, we don't know the strength of him, he's 30 years old. and been around a bit, and he fought Reg Miller, who gave Nigel Benn a good fight for 7 rounds at the Royal Albert Hall, and apparently had a close verdict with him, so that's the only form line I can give you. But will he go the way of all flesh? 8 in the first round now, Nigel Benn. 3 in the second, so you daren't blink when this fellow's on early on. Well, he'll need to get those arms up in that sort of old-fashioned peekaboo style as much as he can, Taylor, because he's going to get clobbered. He can vary his punches so much, Nigel Benn. You don't see too many Americans backing off, do you, at the start, but I think they might have heard a bit about this fellow. He won on the Tony Simpson Frank Tate bill in Stafford on Feb 7 against Byron Prince of Canada. Now he's trying to bring those arms down now, Ben, so he'll start throwing those shots to the ribs. He's beautifully built for the game, Ben, former amateur champion. Former 5 years Royal Fusiliers. So midway through the first, and that's always a hope when Ben's in the ring anyway. He knows how to keep his arms up, doesn't he, Barry's? And I think he's going to need to here, the American.
He's very immobile, that's the only thing. If he stays there much longer, Ben will break him in two.
Yeah, well, I think he might have heard you there, and he even understood you yet. It looks as though he's just going to stoke this one up. It doesn't seem as though he's got enough firepower to come back at all here, Greg Taylor. But as I say, if he gave Reggie Miller a good fight, that's good form, having seen Miller against Ben. Already bloodied around the face now, the American. Get the impression now that he'll never have patience, Nigel Benn, but I think he wants to take his time just a bit these days, get some experience, and he's bleeding heavily from the nose now, Taylor. But if he keeps on his bike like that, he'll get away for this round with the countdown. Has he stopped it? He's looking, he wants to have a look at the nose right at the end of the round, and the round actually is finished, I think. The bell hasn't gone, but the timekeeper will take a bit of time out. And he's chatting with the American's manager there. He runs a gymnasium in New Orleans. But the bell should go now anyway. Well, the referee really could have waited until the bell, but he's not the timekeeper. He doesn't carry a watch. So father and son team there, Brian Lynch in the corner with Sean, who's only 18. He's just got a license to be a second. And he worked with Ben a bit as an amateur, of course. And he really is the man in the news these days, Ben, at 24. And as I say, all inside the distance. His 14 wins, a total of 28 rounds. I think this fellow's saying, hey, I didn't realise these British fighters could hit so hard. They make a few jokes about the Brits in America, about being hitting fancy Dans and all that kind of thing, but I think these fellows from Louisiana have said, hey, this fellow means it.
Round 2.
Second round now, and with Greg Taylor a bit bloodied and a bit concerned when the referee had a good look at it at the end of the first round. Not only got to get on his bike, he needs a tandem, I think, to get away from this fella. He really is a punishing finisher. As I said, he's had 3 wins in the second round, Ben. He has a little look at them at the start, bit of a scouting report. And the point is, if he steps up in class now, he's still liable to hit a quality fighter, a ranked fighter on the chin, and shift him. Well, he's come a long way to oblige, hasn't he, Greg Taylor, Barry? But he doesn't look as though he's got anything to beat Ben with.
Yeah, well, I think he's up against it here. This Ben is a bit special. And he'll give him a bit of target practice, but I think that's about it.
I want to have another look now, the bloodied face. I couldn't tell there whether he's got a cut. Yes, he has, around the eye as well. And it looks like it's all over then, with a minute into the second round. Not for Ben now. He'll be a bit disappointed with that, because he had it all going his own way, and he didn't get the spectacular finish that we've become used to. But referee Ivor Bassett there was quite right to call the man back to the corner and just check and inform the manager that he wouldn't let it go on. So 4th in the second round now, and 15 on the turn for Nigel Benn. So the great test then for Nigel Benn. 16 on the turn, 9 in the first. But this is a tough guy from Ghana, defending the Commonwealth Middleweight Championship, set for 12. And remember, Ben has only been to the 7th round in one fight. So great cheers for naming him the Dark Destroyer from London. And he really has been bowling over the opponent. But Sander, we've seen here at Alexandra Palace before, went the full distance with Tony Simpson and put up a very good show. On that form, it looks a good fight. Both weighed 11-4. Certainly got a lot of height to throw out there, Ben. 6'1", Sander. And you think heavyweight champions have been smaller than that, including Mr. Tyson. Never been on the deck either, the Ghanaian. That's a good credential, but it could all change, I tell you. And the chance already for, here we go, for Nigel Benn. That was a great tinge of anticipation that he's going to throw the big haymaker. Nobody wants to blink in case they miss it. Well, he's taken a couple of whacks, Jim Sander, now, so it looks as though he's going to give him a test at least, doesn't it, at this stage?
Yeah, well, I've never seen anything about Ben that I don't like, but like everybody else, I've been looking forward to seeing against a little bit of class, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Already he's got through to Sander, but Sander has a good chin. Ben has been maybe a little bit wild in the first round, maybe being his first title fight, he wants to really get down to action, but he'll have to tighten up a little bit. But maybe he just wants to show Sander how much power he has, and he's doing that right now.
Yeah, right above the commentary position there. He really gets off the mark, this fella. He doesn't hang about, Ben. There's the countdown clock then for the opening round. Well, I said he's had 9 first-round wins. His total career has only gone to 31 rounds. And he nailed him there, and he made it. No, he's just got 10 seconds. Now the referee will continue counting. If the bell goes, that's in order. Adrian Morgan from Wales, make sure he's okay. He didn't actually take, and boy, did he pleased to hear that bell. Bit of an orchestra, that sounded. Oh, what a puncher, this fella, Ben. There's no doubt about it. Now, that's the first time that he claims he's been knocked out, he's going to say afterwards, because He made a big point that he'd never been taken account or stopped, of course. And there's the statistics for what it's worth now. It's really boiled up there. He's 24. He turned pro a bit later than a lot of amateurs, but he served almost 5 years in the Royal Fusiliers. Quick look at that replay, Jim.
That was a tremendous punch. Earlier in the round, I think the fight would be all over already. Tries to keep his feet. What a tough man he is, but eventually has to go over. A tremendous punch from Benn.
We're out for the second round. As we've always said, although Benn's been fed a fair share of ordinary fighters to knock over, we know the strength of this one, and that is a good performance to have had this fellow on the deck. It shows he can do it even when he starts to get up in class now. So whatever happens, Jim, he's passed the testing time okay, isn't he?
Yeah, but we wondered how much power he would have at top level, but he just showed us. That was a tremendous punch, and it's only the quality of the man, Sander, that he's still in there. But we'll see how fit he is, how fresh he is, if he can throw the effects of that punch. But what a tremendous punch it was.
Well, we never have to question Benn's fitness, that's for sure, or his power. Trains really hard and loves this business, and I don't blame him with the quick wins that he's had. And he really is doing a destruction job here. And he's done him again with a left hook there, and the referee was going to go in and stop that. He's pulled him off, and it's all over. He's really had to hold Benn back. No, he hasn't stopped the fight, Jim. I thought he did, didn't you? And he has now. He might as well have done. It's 1:30 into the round. I thought he stopped it after the first. He must be the quickest title winner of the Commonwealth Championship in only 15 months as a professional. The Dark Destroyer does it again. There he is with his old trainer, Brian Lynch. Had him from his amateur days, and this fellow's saying, well, you all said I was knocking over some nobodies, now I've knocked over a somebody, and don't I deserve it? Well, family originates from Barbados, and I think they're all trying to jump in the ring. He's a Cockney born there, Nigel Benn. And the loser just coming round okay there is TJ's father, the boxer Akai, in the corner with him. He really didn't know what hit him there. Jim, let's have a look at this replay. I really did think that Adrian Morgan had stopped it when he grabbed Benn and pulled him away.
Yeah, a little bit of a mix-up there. I think the referee should have stopped it, actually, because Sander hadn't gone over. But Benn didn't just defeat Sander. He completely wiped him out, totally demoralised him and dominated him all the way through. What tremendous prospect we have here.
Yeah, that's where the referee gets the clutch on him there. Now he lets it go on, Jim.
Yeah, but only for a couple of seconds, because obviously Sander had nothing left to offer. Benn far too powerful.
And Benn was still trying to chase him out the ring.